So now, I would like to take this opportunity to invite our CTO, Mr. Hemachandra R Bhat, to share a few words about how he has designed and developed this course along with our CEO's vision. So Mr. Hemachandra R Bhat has over 35 years of experience in VLSI and embedded systems, including demonstrated history of the development of AI products and IT services. He has expertise in product engineering, IC design, Linux drivers, embedded system design, robotics platform based on mobile robots, including drones. He has developed scalable platforms for robotics and drones and has 2 patents granted. So let's welcome our CTO on the stage. Huge round of applause.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to introduce to you about the evolution of this course, and I'd like to talk a little more about that. And if I look back, actually, I've been quite excited about embedded systems all the time. The reason being, I mean, there are things happening around you, right? So many things happening around you. There's automotive systems like engine control, there is automotive safety systems like airbag and ABS. There are devices around you at your home, which are like washer and dryer and TVs and stuff like that. And there are many other devices around you like which are helping you to be safe or basically healthy, like glucometers and the pulse oximeters, which are there around you, which are all embedded systems. And we don't notice that in our day-to-day lives, but they are right there. And with all that, and there's IoT coming in, it's basically transforming all our lives at work and also at our homes and as well as at our work in a significant way, right? And going forward, we probably see another ingredient. I think Vijay spoke about quite a bit about Gen AI. We're going to see a lot of AI, I think is becoming already popular in embedded systems. I think you're going to see a lot of AI and initiatives like TinyML, which are getting quite popular, and you will see a lot of them. I'm sure when our next guest talk about, maybe we'll hear something about that as well. So having said that, in early May, Siva and Praveena had a discussion with me and asked me, can you come up with an embedded systems course? And I was quite excited about it because just going flashback into my days at Wipro, I actually we were developing quite a few embedded system products for our customers, you know. And many fresh graduates would join our teams. And I was always thinking that if there was an institution which will actually bring them up to speed so that they can actually write very good code and do projects much better, then how great it would have been, right? So that's what I was always been thinking in those days. And of my experience working with many fresh graduates and also with the educational institutions, I'd actually seen that the exposure of engineers to projects or writing a lot of code was quite less. So in fact, during my days earlier in Wipro, so our team has to spend a lot of time to bring them up to speed, maybe sometimes 6 months to 1 year, right? So actually here I was with an opportunity to make a difference and actually develop a course that actually could actually bring a lot of engineers who could develop future of embedded systems. So this is how I was excited with all this and with my background. And what we did was that, and we made sure that the course itself was focused on problem-based learning or project-based learning. I think these are the 2 methodologies which are quite prevalent today, even in the education world. I think people are talking quite a bit about that. In fact, one of my professors whom I worked with, 5 years back on project-based learning, she was saying, maybe we were quite early at that time, but now it is quite in today. So I think a lot of institutions in the world, mostly in the Western world, have embraced project-based learning, and it's quite yet to come in the Indian context. Now with that, what we wanted to make sure is that these the trainees who come in, write extensive code, solve complex problems, and do projects like it is done in the industry. So that's what we wanted to impart as part of this course. And these became main ingredients of our course. So that's how we designed. And once we designed the initial curriculum with all these ingredients, we actually went to three of the experts. These were veterans from the industry working in three different companies. And we asked them, why don't you do an extensive review of this and provide us feedback? And we incorporated this feedback as well. And this is where we are today. And we are with this course. And in fact, if I look back into the course, there are four major components of the course. If you heard Siva earlier, he was talking about processors. So we wanted to basically have embedded computing as part of the first part of the course, where they're introduced to how this whole system works, right? The microprocessor, microcontroller, and the whole system works. They need to really understand that. So then we went into the next part of the course includes basically extensive coding. I think this is very important because the first question an interviewer asks, and even I ask with my whoever I interview is, can you write a C code for a very simple or very simple thing, right? So if the person cannot write, I mean that interview stops there, right? So I think extensive coding is very important. So that was the next ingredient, and the third ingredient was Linux programming. Third component was Linux programming. I think this is also very important because most of the embedded systems today are getting into basically, the earlier days, they were not having so much of OS component, but nowadays, I think there's almost every embedded system, newer embedded systems have OS components, so we basically introduced the Linux programming. And the fourth and very important aspect was culmination of all these three components into a project, and that project should be done like it is done in the industry, right? I mean, with all the methodologies and the processes and like it is done systematically, that's how we have incorporated the fourth component in this particular program. So with these four components, we believe that we should be able to make a bigger difference for the engineers who come out. Actually, if you look at all these four components which I mentioned, all these have assessments. I think most of the alumni here are quite familiar with that assessment and grading. I think that is part of all these four stages. And once the grading is done, we present them to the industry for hiring. Now, I'm very happy to say that we spoke to few of the partners, recruitment partners, and they're quite excited, and they were asking us, so when these engineers are coming out, right? So I think we are quite excited about it, and we're looking forward for the engineers to come out. Now we are starting the course in end of September, and one request to all the alumni here and everybody present here is please spread the word across your friends, relatives, and the fresh graduates who are coming out of the college, so that they join this course and be part of the exciting world of embedded systems and develop the exciting embedded systems of the future. And with that, I thank you for listening to me patiently.